everyone, and welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. Today we are talking about Alien Romulus, and I have the wonderful Nicholas here with me. Say hello, buddy.
Hello, how's everyone doing?
I hope they're doing good. So this one is virtual just because that's the way it worked out tonight, but we're going to try to start doing movie reviews together as much as we can, just depending on time and schedules and all that. And eventually we'll have our nice camera set up for the whole thing. But let's dive into Alien Romulus. So this one was directed by Fede Alvarez, and it is written by him and another person that, Nick, will you kindly look up who that is as I ramble? And this is the newest entry in the Alien franchise, starting way back in 1979. And it takes place in between Alien and Aliens. That's been marketed ahead of time, so I feel comfortable saying what that. And speaking of that, we're not going to spoil anything. This is a non-spoiler review, even though there are a surprising number of surprises in the movie that I kind of wasn't expecting. Did you get that other writer up?
The Rodo Sayagues.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And let's kind of dive into our thoughts on this thing. This is, to me, is another classic example of the word disappointing doesn't mean bad. I don't think that this film is bad, but it was disappointing compared to my expectations for it. Now, I am looking forward to seeing the film a second time because it's a film that I think the highs are high. Like there's great things in this movie, there's great moments in this movie. And I think as scenes, they work a lot better than they do as a whole collective. And overall, I give this movie a positive review at the end of the day. But I had sky high expectations for this thing because I love Fede Alvarez. I love this franchise. And on that note, I was a bit let down. And that could just be me being a victim of my own expectation. But I think if the movie stuck more to the promise of the trailer, then it would have been a potentially even better film. And when it does stick to that, it's great. But the movie does a lot more and it has a lot going on, more than it needed to. And some ties and callbacks to the franchise in very surprising ways. I won't spoil how. And I didn't necessarily hate them, but as part of this story, it felt a bit over convoluted. However, the set design is beautiful, the cinematography is great, the sound design is great, the performances are great, particularly Cailee Spaeny. And hold on, I have to look up the actor who did a phenomenal job in this movie. Give me 1 second. David, I don't know if it's pronounced Jonsson or Jonsson, but yeah, amazing job. And I think there's one sequence in this film that involves gravity. That's all I'll say. That is one of my favorite scenes in the Alien franchise. Like, amazing sequence. And like I said, overall, I like the film. It's a good movie, but I think it had potential to be a great movie. And for that, I'm a bit let down. Nicholas, give it to me.
Yeah, I think right now I'm sitting a little middle on the road on it. Like I think maybe 3 stars. And I really think that seeing it again, it could go 3.5 or it could go 2.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I genuinely I don't think it'll end up as a 3 star. I don't see it staying in that position, but I see it skewing one way or the other. I think that the biggest letdown was I think that, and it's my own fault for just wanting some more out of Fede Alvarez, given the sort of, what he did with the Evil Dead, that
Mm,
level of gore. And not to say that gore has been a thing in the Alien franchise. I mean, we've had some gnarly kills, right? But not to the Evil Dead level. I know that that's an extreme. But I was just expecting maybe some more innovation with the kills. It was sort of the movie hits a lot of the same beats of like, here's your chest burster, here's your face hugger, and I don't think it really did a lot to try to reinvent those wheels, so to speak. But I think the technical filmmaking on display, I think he's a great director. Your point about the cinematography, I think the effects, the practical sets, everything looked fantastic. I think that the best performances are Cailee Spaeny and I'm sorry, what was his name?
I believe it was David Johnson. I'll look again.
David Jonsson. I think that they are the heart of the movie. They're the center. I consider them the leads,
Yeah, I'd say that's
and
fair.
I think that the movie has a little bit of a trouble getting its footing, and then it finds its footing. It's sort of like waves of footing, no footing. Like it's like, oh, we're on this movie now, but now we're on this movie, and it all was tonally fit. It was just sort of like these highs and lows that I don't think I was ready for. A lot of exposition. I found myself to be sort of like in and out a little bit in the middle of the movie. Um, there are aliens, there are face huggers. I think I was just not as scared by them as I have been in past Alien movies, and not as tense. Like I found scenes to be more tense, didn't involve the aliens at all. And that's sort of where but it's an alien movie, so I got to give the movie a fault on that.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. And kind of going a couple of things off of what you said, the exposition. To me, where the exposition is placed is what was kind of troublesome for me, because Alien and Aliens, at least, do a great job of earning exposition, where it builds up the intrigue, it builds up the story, it starts happening, and as an audience member, you want to know more. You want to know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like this movie quite earned its exposition. And to that point, I think to the first 45 minutes of the movie, it is a great, if you've never seen an Alien movie, you can watch this movie. By the end, no way.
Yeah.
I can't spoil it, but like if you've seen the other films, like you know what I'm saying. It's that, and let me rephrase, you can have watched the other films and enjoy this film because it does the exposition and explaining to you what's going on from the other films. But that exposition, like you said, is oddly placed. It's not earned. But, and this is kind of the caveat of the whole thing, when it gets to the sequence that's been set up by boring exposition, the sequence is great. It's kind of this. I like how your wave explanation of it. It's like highs and lows.
Yeah.
And a comparison I'll make is to the 2013 film The Wolverine. That movie, for the first 2 acts, is incredible. It's a James Mangold superhero fun fair. And then the 3rd act happens, and you're like, what the hell is this? What happened? Like, this was a great movie. What happened?
Mm-hmm.
It's not as black and white with this film, but the waves, like you mentioned, like it's literally like, oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, what are they doing? Oh my God, this is amazing. Oh my God, what are they doing? And it kind of goes like that throughout the film. And
it's a lot of like, oh, they're going for this. And then you go, oh, they went for it.
yeah.
Like that's yeah.
And like I said, I'm net positive on the movie, but I was wanting to like this movie a whole lot more, and I do think that it left potential on the table for sure.
Yeah, no, I
And
was definitely just off the marketing, the hype, Fede Alvarez, Alien. I was expecting to walk out of this theater just, oh my God, top 5 of the year so far, and I don't think I'm there with that after it. And that could be my own fault with my own expectations, but I think it's also a case of make marketing a different movie than what it is.
yeah, and also to that point, I think it marketed some of what the movie is, just not all of it. And not in
Yeah,
a barbarian way where it's a fun surprise and takes you on a journey. It's in a, oh, they kind of deliberately tried to hide this way. And what I will say is I am looking forward to seeing the film again, now having seen it, knowing kind of expectations going into it. And, if we do a spoiler review, if that's something you guys would like to see, we'd love to do it. And I'd love to give my thoughts again, full spoilers, having seen the film a second time, which we will this week. But like I said, I'm net positive on the movie. I think it's a good movie. I think it could have been a great movie. It just didn't quite get there. And do I want to see Fede Alvarez direct another Alien movie? Yes. Yes, I do. Like there's enough great things and enough like net positive. I've said that like 6 times, but in this movie to warrant, I want to see more of this. I just have to admit, though, I had expectations here and it didn't quite reach them.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a boring cop out to say I'm middle of the road man on it. I think just the expectations I had and the disappointment aspects of it outweigh sort of the high entertainment levels of it. But the highs are high. I do agree with you on there. And I do think I'll lean either more positive or negative on a second viewing. For right now, I'm still just bouncing back and forth. We're coming right out of the theater as well.
Yeah, like we just got home, and
Yeah.
I'm happy we didn't do a right out of the theater because like I was able to gather my thoughts on the drive a little bit and kind of because like when I first came out of it, I was really positive on it. Like I was like, oh wow, sick. And then as I thought about it, I was like, all right, it was really good. And then like 10 minutes later, I was kind of sour on it. And then I started remembering, no, all the good shit that happened in the movie. And I kind of went back to the middle. I'm kind of with you on it. I'm kind of in the middle of the road. 3.5, 3, I think is a good hover for it. You know, we'll see on the second viewing, like we said. But, you know, just to emphasize again, I think it's a good movie. You know, solid entry in the franchise. Comparisons to Thief of Joy, I'd probably say it's better than Alien Covenant. It's probably better than Prometheus, although I do like that film and I have to rewatch it. You know, it's not nearly on an Alien 1 or Aliens level.
There was no Prometheus school of running in this one.
Yeah, no. And I've never seen Alien 3 or Alien Resurrection, sorry everyone, but and just in comparison to those, you know, it's probably the third best Alien film, maybe the fourth if I rewatch Prometheus and think like, oh, it's better or worse than I remember. But yeah.
I mean, 1 and 2 are significantly high up there, though.
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
dropped to third
there's a
place and
gap.
fourth place. Yeah,
There's a
big
gap.
gap. Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of, you know, my thoughts on it. You know, do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, I mean, definitely go check it out. I think Fede Alvarez is a really good director. I think most of the issues stem more from a script story perspective. But I definitely would like to see him either direct something else, which I'm sure he will do. But I would not be upset if that next thing is an Alien.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you right there. But yeah, when you guys have a chance to see the film, please let us know what you think in the comments below. We'd love to see and have the discussion. And if you guys would like a spoiler review, please comment that and we can do that for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next review.